It's the Woody Show.
All right, welcome back, everybody. I thought about Greg. I've been seeing this story about there was like some kind of mix-up with at the PepsiCo Corporation, and they had to recall like hundreds of cases of the Schweppes Zero Sugar Ginger Ale because it's actually full of sugar.
Oh,
yeah.
And it reminded me of Greg's job at the convalescent home.
God.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Where was it, Jello or pudding or
It was some sort of dessert.
Dessert.
It might have been something served with cookies. And I was 14. I didn't know about diabetes. And I served... What do you do? Serve to you're supposed to do sugar-free for
Sugar-free
right?
for diabetics,
And I
yes.
served regular ones to whatever his name was, Alfred Johnson. And it was run by nuns, and she said, "Now, Greg, you gave Mr. Johnson the proper cookies." And I said, "What do you mean the proper cookies? The diabetic ones." And I said, "Oh, sure.
Most definitely,
I
yes.
absolutely did." And then
you bet.
I ran back to the kitchen where they had one of those little porthole windows in the swinging door, and I stared at him eating his dessert the entire time, thinking, what's going to happen? Oh, my God.
And then he died the next day.
No, he was fine. He lived for another month.
Some mix-up in the manufacturing process. No injuries or illnesses have been reported, but not good for people with diabetes or other sugar-related medical conditions,
Right.
obviously.
Wow.
Any 14-year-old will tell you that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Dumbasses.
So there's this other story. I saw this one this morning. This high school student in Ohio, she's going to miss out on her senior prom because she has been suspended. She brought a bag of Taki snack chips to school,
Okay.
and they're not allowed because there's a teacher there at the school who's severely allergic. And so, I mean, to the point where like parents and students had to sign a form acknowledging that at the beginning of the school year.
Oh,
like,
wow.
you do not bring these types of chips or whatever.
Really?
Yeah. So it turns out the story was a friend had given her the chips on the school bus because she was starving. She's like, I'm so hungry. She's like, here, you can have these. She ate all but 2 of the chips, got to school, brought the bag inside the building, finished the last 2 chips, went to class. Principal called her down to the office and asked if she had ate the chips, and she's like, yeah. And they suspended her for 5 days, and now she also doesn't get to go to prom.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That sucks.
One person
Wonder
ruins
what
it for everyone.
What the allergy is.
Corn? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I
Spicy
wonder
powder?
what you can't bring into this school. I mean, it can't be just Takis.
Well, I found out that it was Takis, but they kept saying corn chips. I'm imagining it's some kind of
Yeah.
corn
So, like,
thing.
Fritos or...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you let her go to prom, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't sound like she did it with,
On purpose.
malevolent intentions.
Yeah, she
right?
wasn't trying to screw this
Yeah.
Trying
teacher
to,
over.
Yeah.
send this teacher into shock.
Yeah.
That
I
would
guess
be
you
my
just can't
least-
bring it into the school.
Yeah.
Like you can have them on the bus
Yeah.
or outside of the school. Just can't bring them into the school. My cousin's daughter had a very severe egg allergy to the point where she would have what do they call it, anaphylactic or whatever reaction.
Anaphylactic
Right.
shock.
Yeah, anaphylactic shock when so like her dad and her brother would go out because couldn't have eggs in the house, but they would do this kind of like guys breakfast on the weekend at some point, and before they could even come back in the house, they had to like rinse their mouths with Listerine and stuff before they could even walk in because even the egg on their breath,
My
and they realized that
God.
because like they came home one time and the dad gave her a kiss
Ooh.
on the
After
cheek.
eating breakfast.
On the cheek, and she broke out into this anaphylactic shock thing. Had to get the pen out, the whole thing, and
Damn. How
and,
scary.
And she's what's crazy? She's been doing this therapy stuff for it for years now, and she's like 18 now, and I guess no more egg allergy.
Awesome.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
you get exposed to it slowly.
Yeah, I don't know what the treatment was, but
Right.
it took a long time, but at least now, because I remember every time like my mom would have a gathering at the house. My mom was scouring the ingredients of every chip that was put out, every
Right, because think about how many things eggs are in. Right.
tons
Everything.
of stuff.
Yeah.
Tons of stuff.
Because they're so versatile and
Right.
awesome.
Exactly. They're basically nature's
Yeah,
cream.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't care about your gluten desires. You know what I mean? But like when it comes to stuff that like all of a sudden you're going to be in anaphylactic shock, can't
Yeah.
breathe,
Yeah. We'll make sure we
need an
don't serve
EpiPen.
it.
Yeah.
So did she go her whole life without going to restaurants to that point? Because
They
the
did-
restaurants
they-
serve eggs.
They really didn't. I mean, they would go
Wow.
like eat outside certain places, order certain things.
That sucks.
Yeah, sucks.
But for her to be that allergic and now not be allergic at all, that's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know
Pretty
if it's like she's
incredible.
eating eggs. You know what I mean? But like she could be
Right,
around.
but she could go
Okay.
to a restaurant.
yeah. She's not getting the 3-egg omelet.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's the first president of Facebook, Sean Parker, where they made the movie about him. Justin Timberlake played him. He's like allergic, I think, to like 23 different things.
Yeah.
So
Really?
he spends a lot of his money on research to help people with this type of stuff to get them over it so they won't be allergic anymore.
Dude, did you guys ever get like an allergy test?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, that sucks.
When they do
With
the,
all
Yeah,
the pricks
all
in
the
your
things
back.
on your,
Yeah, the
Mine
pricks
was
and
on
the
the arm.
scrapes and yeah, mine was on my
Mine
back.
was on my back.
really?
Man, that sucked.
It was
remember
not
it.
fun.
I don't remember
No,
it sucking that much.
no. We had to have my son do that because we thought like, because he kept getting these like rashes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel awful. You're watching that as a parent. Like, oh, God.
Yeah.
I remember doing it.
Was he
I'm
allergic
not-
to anything?
No. And I'm not allergic to anything
Me
either.
Yeah.
We couldn't figure it out. They're like, oh, maybe it's, laundry detergent. But like, would that start out of nowhere? Like, we've been using the same crap
Exactly.
for, since he was a baby. But now all of a sudden, well, as kids change and as people, but now he's fine again. So who knows? Jonte Porter, one of the Toronto Raptors players.
Don't know. This
he is-
guy.
He's been banned for life from the NBA
Done.
because of gambling. And this is something you're going to see more and more of.
Yeah,
These guys
I think
are getting
so.
into
Yeah.
major trouble. The league says that he was giving bookies and gamblers info about confidential information like injuries and stuff. Also limiting his own participation in one or more games. And he was even betting on his own team to lose. In one case, they noticed an unusual number of bets had been placed on games where he left early after just a few minutes.
Weird.
Oh, man.
Yeah, there was
Oh,
something
he's screwed.
that really put them
Yeah.
on the radar where it was like a parlay, and they bet like $80,000, and it had a payout of $1 million involving FanDuel, and I think that was the one that got him busted.
Yeah. I mean, this wasn't like some major player. I think he was like a backup
No,
forward.
he's very small time.
Yeah. And he wasn't one of
Like,
these guys
this is the
making like
first
30
time
million.
his name's ever been out there.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
okay.
still,
Everyone's like, who?
he was making like $2.5 million a year.
Right.
Damn.
And so that's over.
Oh my God.
Like these guys, it was the argument back in the day with like, what was the running back for the Dolphins? Was Ricky Williams his name?
Yeah.
Okay. Like Ricky Williams, like screwed his NFL career because he just couldn't
He just wouldn't stop
smoking weed. Like, how long is the NFL career?
Yeah.
The average player plays for what? How many are,
Like
4.
six,
All right.
four?
Like the average career is 4.
let's just say you played 10 years.
Yeah.
You can't make a boatload of money for 10 years. And think about all the things that people would do for $1 million. Like, hey, Greg,
most people won't see $1 million in their lifetime.
would you give a blowjob to a cricket for $1
$1
million?
million? Yeah, probably.
Probably. He probably would do it.
Probably.
Like, people are willing to do all kinds of really foul things. You get to play a game that you've been playing since you were a kid for millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And all sorts of fame and everything else. You can't not smoke weed just until you're done playing. And then you can smoke yourself to death. I didn't understand that at the time. Now they don't
You
they
don't
don't care
even
as
have
much.
to go
Yep.
as far back as Ricky Williams.
Right.
Just talk about Rasheed Rice.
Oh, yeah.
That
there's
happened
another
within
guy.
a month.
Yeah.
You're a wide receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs, and you can't just not race Lamborghinis, crash into a bunch of
Right.
people, and then flee the scene.
Yep.
You can't
No.
detect. This is probably a bad idea.
Yeah.
Why? I'm an NFL wide receiver. I
Right.
probably shouldn't go racing in a rented Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dumb.
Or the countless DUIs.
Well,
right.
You can't get Uber.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
You're
man.
a multi-millionaire.
when every
you can't get a
NFL
limo?
team will provide you with a ride.
Right.
You don't even need Uber.
Yeah, get a limo.
it's very rare that any of the people, I mean, if I go back to high school, that any of these people who played sports at any kind of like good level, college ball or certainly in the pros, and not the smartest.
Right, but
we're
this
not
is
dealing
just-
with we're not dealing with the
Still.
valedictorians. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but it's
we're
like
not dealing with
basics.
the
This is-
AP
yeah.
class people.
This
Like
is the
But this is
mega basic.
racing
the jocks are
during
pretty dumb.
traffic time.
They don't have to go to many classes. They're not expected much when it
True.
comes to the academic stuff.
No one's
No.
saying Rasheed Rice
Yeah.
graduated any classes.
No, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, you hear half these guys talk; they can barely put a sentence together.
Yeah.
But they
You know.
like getting paid, right?
But like,
You
yeah,
would think.
this is such base level common sense.
I
they
know.
want to, maintain their lifestyle, don't they?
You would think. Like this guy, a random NBA guy making over $1 million. You know what? Let's bet.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's screw it up.
Let's bet, and let's bet big, and let's bet.
Let's get on everybody's radar.
And I'm
Yeah.
going to start, but all of a sudden, my knee. I feel like I tweaked it.
I don't know.
I'm going to sit out.
Yeah, I'm going to let everybody know, too. Oh, wait, just the bookies and the gamblers.
Oh, my God.
Dumbass. The NFL draft, by the way, is 1 week from today.
25th.
FYI. 877-44-WOODY. If you want to call in, be part of things, hit us up with that text over to 22987.
The Woody Show returns right after these messages.